Okay, we are ready to go.
Okay, I'm calling the meeting of Monday, June 7th of 2021 to order. And Laura, if you could please call the roll.
Chairman Even,
Here.
Mr. Arzano,
Here.
Mr. Clark,
Here.
Ms. Proust,
Here.
and Ms. Wright.
Here.
I have Ms. Bennis, Mr. Forbringer, and Mr. Suku is absent. We have a quorum.
And I'd like to call for a motion of the approval of the minutes from the last meeting, please.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second. Okay.
Okay, the minutes stand approved as written. Let's start with some old business. We're going to have today 13700 Clayton Road, which is a new residence. Do we have a presenter?
Nathan,
He's on mute.
Oh, we can't hear you, Nathan. You're still on mute.
do you want to try calling in? Just wait a minute.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
What's the excuse gonna be next week, next month?
Yeah.
Traffic.
I've used that one before.
I don't see you in there, Nathan. Did it work? Would you like us to go to a different item and then come back?
Can
Sorry, go ahead.
can he just make a phone call and you put your phone next to the speaker and it'll broadcast to everybody?
I can try.
Just have him.
Hello.
Oh, there we
Hi, Faisal.
Hi, Laura.
Hold on one moment.
Put them on speaker.
Yeah, and then you just put him on speaker.
It's trying to dial in.
Okay, let's try this out. Nathan, are you there?
I am. Thanks for bearing with us while we try to dial in.
Can you all hear him?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, now that we've got that out of the way, no more technical difficulties for the night, right?
Right.
All right. Nathan, can you please state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Nathan Rao. I am the architect for the project.
Awesome. And do you have a presentation prepared for this evening?
Sorry, say that one more time.
Do you have a presentation prepared for this evening?
Yes, I believe Laura shared the packets with you all, and the feedback we received from the last meeting was concern about the garage being seen and the height difference between the site and Chatsworth Drive. We took that feedback to heart and spent some time and basically mirrored the house, which was kind of loosely the suggestion you all had shared, and placed what I would call the garage wing, I guess now to the west, kind of along Clayton Road. And in addition to that, we reworked the layout of that portion of the house so it has a more true rear entry, with the total rear entry configuration in this new layout that you all have before you. So that was what we spent our time doing, and what we're hoping that you all can look at it and consider and hopefully approve us tonight with. And of course, if there's any other questions, we're happy to address those too. So let us know what you think.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions or discussion they'd like to make?
Oh, can I just,
Yes.
I just want to say how much appreciate the change that you all made on the house, especially for the residents on Chatsworth. I think it works much better for the neighbors not seeing the garage.
Great.
I appreciate that.
Any other comments or questions?
I think it looks much better.
Laura, do we have any public comments that we received?
We've received no public comments regarding this project.
Okay,
The house.
wonderful. So we will call for a motion to approve, please, in a second.
I will make the motion to approve.
Okay,
Sorry.
and the second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay,
Can I just say one last thing on this house? And I know we've talked about it. This is imperative that this moves along, and I'm sure that the staff has said this, but the last house that was done by this family took way too long. So Nathan, you promise us that this house will be done better, faster?
Yes. We've taken that to heart too. The fact it's pretty much a new design and construction team for this new house. I've talked to Laura about it a little bit too, and I think Ryan mentioned at the original meeting that there's of course all the city requirements as far as permit to rate, all those things we'll do. But then also part of the team is Ken Callahan from Callahan Custom Homes, who I know has done a number of nice homes across St. Louis, but in Town and Country specifically too, that moved along at a very good clip. That's one of Ken's strengths, is things move quick. He comes from a commercial background, so we try to address that with the design construction team. And the duration of the previous project wasn't good for anybody, so we certainly don't want to repeat that. So,
Well, we appreciate it because I know residents are going to be watching you. So,
sure. And that's all fair enough. So,
good. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you all are knowing the history.
We're watching.
I don't know, make
Thank-
our
No, we don't.
Okay, well, thank you, Nathan, and best of luck on your project.
great. Thanks
Right.
for bearing with us on getting dialed in. I appreciate it. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank
You
you,
too.
Nathan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, moving on to new business. We have a commercial facade change for the address of 1214 Country Crossing Road. Do we have a presenter for this project?
Yes, so we have Michael Chiodini and Steve Earle with Chiodini Architects. And Laura, can you let Dan Federspiel in with RPT?
Yes, hold on one moment. He should be in right now.
Okay, thank you. Do you guys have a presentation for us this evening?
We do. Steve
Y-
Earle.
Yeah,
has it.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Stephen Earle. I have the submitted package on my share screen.
We can see it.
Okay, great.
Dan, are you on?
I see him there.
Can anybody hear me?
There
Yes,
you go.
I can hear you. Okay,
Sorry, everyone, I'm on the road today as well, but I'm Dan Federspiel with RPT Realty. And today we're presenting these possibility for a REI. This tenant would backfill the existing Steinmart box, or at least 3/4 of the Steinmart box. The hope is that we would be able to find a neighboring tenant to go alongside them on or before we finish this project. But as of right now, it would be a vacant box next door. This box is built in 2015, so is a fairly new and recently approved, at least in the sense of architectural years. Steinmart vacated at the end of 2020, and we have been looking to try to backfill that. RI has been negotiating with us since the vacation of Steinmart. We are close to finalizing a lease with them, but have not inked it quite yet. I'm not sure who is presenting to move the pages.
Steve's on.
I have it up on the screen share now, Daniel,
Great.
and I can certainly run the team through each sheet. Just quickly, I can page from sheet to sheet and then follow up with questions, just basically pausing at each sheet for just a short duration, and then I'll open everything up for questions. We can go back and look at any sheet that is of interest. So I'll just go ahead and start paging through right now. We start with some photographs of the existing condition. And then this is a partial site plan showing where REI would go into major C, the blue, and then the adjacent inline tenants in yellow and green. The green tenant being an add alternate. So the adjacency will hopefully fill really quick with a co-tenant like REI they're a very strong anchor. Here is a LOD drawing. Then our proposed elevation. And then these are the materials that'll be utilized on the project.
I'd like to say real quick that this is a new prototype for REI as far as the facade. And so they're trying to implement this, especially in all their stores, that they sort of have that look similar. So Steve, I'm going to have to drop off here in a minute. I have to go chair the Kirkwood ARB, but you're in good hands with Daniel and Steve Earle.
Absolutely. Is there any page of interest where everyone would like to start?
Actually, I could not read because this is 11 by 17. It's hard to read those letters. Could you go over all those material lists for us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that area. Is that to your satisfactory?
I guess you can read better.
Okay. So concrete, the raw, unpainted concrete for an industrial look. That's a prototype point for REI. They like to contrast that industrial feel with a warm wood plank portal at the entry. And then that portal is flanked with a brake metal and a corrugated metal. That's an AEP span product. And it is broken up with a series of channels that are complementary to our storefront mullion system. And last but not least, there is a CMU at our secondary portal just to complement the main entry.
So which one is for the front facade? That one, yeah.
Yeah, it's all on the front. CMU is over here.
Okay.
The wood will frame the inside of the entry portal. This is the AEP span corrugated.
Okay.
And then metal channels, everything complementary to the storefront mullions.
So what do you have on the brick?
The brick is a graphic that REI do at all of their stores. It's a painted on stencil that would go right over the existing thin brick. An example of where that starts and stops is the front elevation and along the side. So be right above the water table.
Looks nice.
And then down, down the east side.
Looks better than a Steinmart.
I like that you carry that around to the side to give it some interest there as you drive in. It's rather boring, so that will be nice.
Yep.
So I've got a question though.
Yes, Lynn.
And I agree. I mean, it is it dresses up the building some, but, and I know REI will do wonderful and be successful, and we want them, but what happens if you all leave the building? Is that hard to get off the brick?
Steve, I believe it's a vinyl that they put on there. I don't think it's actually painted. And So no, it's not hard to get off of there.
If you all would have to. Okay. The other question I have is, and I'm not, I know it's very important to model your store, but there's a lot of black, and none of the other stores are as quite as pronounced, I would say, as you have to have that completely in black, that.
Well, Mrs. Wright, let me say real quick, in this day and age, the landlords don't really hold the cards. We're lucky. We're very lucky to have REI in here. And the tenants sort of hold the cards these days on what the facade's going to look like. We're implementing this prototype. They'd really like to see it put in this spot. This whole center with REI going in is almost 90 some odd %.
Cool.
And RPT is lucky to have that, and so is the city of Town and Country.
Well, and
I'd even say I think I like it. I think it looks really nice with the dark storefront that you're adding to it. I think it makes a nice dramatic front entrance as you come off that traffic circle.
I agree with you. I think it really adds a nice touch and helps them stand apart a little bit from the other stores so they don't blend in with the remaining stores.
I would kind of ask along the east facade, you're adding a couple of new windows as well. I would almost expect those mullions to be dark to match the storefront mullions.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. They probably
That is the intent.
Yeah. And so the reason they're adding that, obviously it's a very green store. We are adding 32 lights on the top, on the roof, skylights, and these clear story windows to help get more daylight into the store, to use less energy or less use of lights.
You said that you were getting close to the signed lease. Do you know when you expect that to be official?
We've been in negotiating for 7 months now, so I would hope that we would close it this quarter, but I'm not sure that's quite there yet. Our hope is to have the store open in spring 2022, with us delivering to them to do their work in January of 2022.
I'm sorry, the construction portion will take how long?
Our construction portion will take, our hope is that with this approval, we can submit for permits within the next 30 days. Start construction upon receipt of permits, and hopefully complete construction by per our lease, which we have negotiated back and forth quite a bit, to have a delivery of January 3rd of 2022, with them coming in to do their work on the inside of the store, which would be inside only. They would be trying to open before May 15th.
And is the Brentwood store, will that remain open as well?
I do not know that for certain.
I believe it will. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it will. We deal with Pace Properties a lot, and they're upstate.
They have felt that this is a very strong market for their store, and we did ask them about cannibalizing one versus the other. They did not find that to be an issue. They actually prefer this location.
And the length of the lease that you guys are working on right now is going to be what?
I can't say just because it's not finalized yet, but it's a substantial amount of time. More than we got out of Signmark.
Oh, good.
That's great. Any other questions for our presenters?
Looks really nice.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it will be well received.
I should note that the black on this rendering is probably darker than what it actually would be in actuality, the color is black, but not, it is rendering on this printout a little bit darker than probably what reality will be.
Well, I'm not trying to be critical of it, and I realize the importance of what it's mirrored from and the money that's spent to make them look like they're stores. But I do, it's just, you don't want everyone to go with these real different colors completely through all your stores, but that will absolutely go before us, and we of course would be open-minded to look at it.
But I think, Lynn, though, that while the surround of the entrance might be a little different than everything else, that red CMU that's continuous across the entire building from this end past Target will, when you back up in the parking lot, that will carry that same theme all the way down the street.
I agree, but I just, you just don't want like Target to do everything red.
Should be noted.
You know what? I like it. I like it, and I like the idea that it won't be as black as you're saying. So that's great. As it's appearing, I should say. And I agree, it will be less because of the material you're using.
The neighboring tenant shown as ABC and Connect here, we're trying to keep just a generic facade because we don't have a tenant for this premise yet. It could be a single door or a double door. It would be our intent at permit submittal, if we do not have a tenant, to leave it as a single occupant tenant with one single double door in the middle. But there would be no sign, and we would carry that black canopy until we knew for sure what tenant we would put in there, and obviously resubmit if there were any changes to that facade for anybody new. I can't state the exact tenants, but we do have interest from several outside national tenants to go alongside of REI.
This is an amazing tenant that you're getting, if you can get it through.
Fingers crossed.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, Laura, do we have any public comments on this?
No, we've received no public comments in regards to this agenda item.
Okay, then I will call for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Great, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Okay, and the motion is approved. Thank you so much for your presentation. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, our next order of business is 1216 Tammany Lane. And do we have our presenter on?
Hello, yes, I'm Janita Perkins with Straight Up Solar. How are you all?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
When you're ready, you can go ahead with your presentation.
I'm not really sure how this goes. I was under the impression that you all would let me know what needs to happen when it comes to what we've presented with the plans.
So we have your plans in front of us. Can you tell us just a little bit about what you're planning to do with this project?
Sure, yeah. So we plan on installing solar panels. It looks like about 45 of them. They're black, they're flush, and yeah, that's what we plan on doing. Just installing solar panels and a battery backup to Mr. Ladinen's property.
Okay, and the location of the panels will be placed where?
Sure, it looks like it's on the back of the home and also on the side section facing the driveway.
Does anyone have any questions for the presenter?
Yeah, I have just one question. So the solar panels are they fully black, or is there a grid that's visible with them?
No, with these, they're fully black. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really any grid line. So they're pretty sleek. I like them.
Do you get any reflection from those panels? Like reflection from sun or something?
Sure, like glare.
Yeah.
No, they're anti-glare, and so there shouldn't be any bounce back.
Any other questions? Right. Laura, do you have any public comments?
Not for this item, no.
Okay, and if no one has any other questions, we'll go ahead and call for a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve.
And a second, please.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Okay, and the motion carries. Thank you so much for participating with us tonight.
Okay, excellent.
you.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, our next project is 45 Conwood Lane for an addition. And do we have a presenter this evening?
I'm just letting them in right now.
Okay.
I wasn't ready. Leah? Mr. Simmons? Lee? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We're ready for your agenda item when you are.
Okay, I do believe the owner should be also joining us.
I'm here.
And
Okay, great. Can you state your name for us, please?
yes, my name is Lee Halsey.
And do you have a presentation for us this evening?
I did not know I was supposed to.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the project that you're working on, that you would like to work on?
So the project consists of renovating the existing house, primarily the existing attached garage, but also includes a addition off the rear of the house. Now, the property in question is at the end of a dead-end street, and when it was constructed, the orientation was to have the front face of the building actually facing the wall of the highway. So our design actually takes their existing attached garage and converts it into a new master bedroom, or main bedroom, sorry. Where the addition would also include a new main bathroom, a large walk-in closet, and a new larger garage that could fit 3 cars with additional storage and have a mudroom and laundry room connected to it. The main reason for this is when you drive up to the residence, many people get confused and actually go to the back door thinking it's the front door. So this design really started with how do we funnel people into where they're supposed to be going. So we are actually turning the back door into the new front door and kind of funneling them that way while concealing the existing front door, which will now be the rear of the house. We did take into consideration just not having a street facing garage. So we do have a kind of angled design that gives more appealing angles towards the street. So you're not looking at 3 large garage doors. Let's see. I would say that's the general summary, but I would love to answer any questions if anybody has any, or definitely take comments.
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Yes.
I am totally amazed what you did with this house, because I drove by it and you're dealing with a highway right there. And then you're right, the front door is very difficult, and you really changed the way this house looks. It's truly amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, the goal was to definitely give it a modern feel, especially driving through that neighborhood right now. You see a lot more of the modern designed houses going up. So we kind of wanted to take the old and incorporate it with the new. And I hope we've achieved that.
I think you have. So I know it's in our packet somewhere, but how much square footage are you adding?
So we are only, to the house, we are adding about 1,500 square feet.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's a pretty big garage.
Mhm.
Okay. But the owners, they do have, I believe, 4 children, all nearing the age of driving. They both have their own cars. And then Mr. Simmons actually has a work van also, which is why we have one garage door that is particularly large. So that way he can store his work vehicle there too. And his kids can be able to get in and out without blocking each other in.
I have a question on the west elevation. And it's labeled as 109. Is that a separate garage door? It's not the main garage, or what is that exactly?
Yes, there will be a garage door on the new backyard side. So that way they can get lawnmowers and yard equipment through there without having to move vehicles to do so.
Okay, so that's just coming through from the existing garage onto the backside.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Laura, do we have any public comments this evening?
No, we do not.
Okay. And I would like to call for a motion to approve and a second, please.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
Can I clarify if this is a motion to approve contingent on the submittal of the stormwater plans?
Correct, correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And also you second.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the ayes have it and the motion carries. Thank you very much and best
Thank
of
you.
luck on your new project.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next item on the agenda is 13731 Bellcrest Court, which is a new residence. And Laura, we're addressing these separately, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a presenter for the residents?
Yes. Hi, my name's Andrew Schaub. I'm with Schaub Projects Architecture, and I'm going to present, I guess, the next 2 items, the barn and the house.
Perfect. If we could start with the house, please.
Sure. So the house it's approximately 5,000 square feet. It's single story. It's done in we're calling it a Spanish mission style with a exterior cladding material exclusively of stucco, with stucco surrounds at the windows and doors. We're using a clay tile. It's going to be a synthetic clay tile, but it's going to look very real. In sort of that classic dark red burgundy color. The house sits on several acres that obviously is going to be used for the owner's horses and riding and that sort of thing. And so the idea of the house was to really capture views of the site, and you know, we wanted the approach to have this sort of Spanish mission style theme, but the real function of the house is for the people inside to be able to capture views of the pasture behind. Materials we kept the materials very simple, kept the colors very classic, and I think unless there's anything else you would like, I'd like to open it up for some questions.
I think it looks beautiful. It's very unique for the area. And I think it's a beautiful design that you have.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
What is the color right underneath the tower-like element? Is it darker or something?
Are you talking about the gutters? Are you talking
Under the gutters. you have some kind of
Shadow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the, I think on the rendering, you're seeing the shadow, and it's giving a little bit different brown sort of color, but really that's just going to be the same color as the stucco.
oh, yeah, page 16 is kind of shows yellow. So
That might be,
it's a mistake, right?
yeah, well, it's an issue with the scanner. We did these renderings by hand with marker, and whenever we scanned them, I think
Okay.
a little weird on there.
Yeah, it reads different colors. So okay, looks nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, and Laura, we have no public comments regarding the residents, correct?
No, we do not.
Okay. So I'd like to call for a motion to approve and a second for the residents, please.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the residence is approved. And let's move on to the new accessory structure located at 13731 Bellcrest, the proposed barn.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, obviously on the same property, we're looking at a proposed barn structure that's going to serve as the owner's horse barn and storage for the horses' use. It's approximately 2,600 square feet. I wanted to note that the materials are obviously different from the existing house, and that was done purposefully. We wanted the materials to be relevant to, and we didn't want to feel like we were creating a miniature house. We wanted, we felt that the materials, we used the siding and the stone, the metal, standing seam metal roofing made more sense for the use of the barn. And our concept was that we would use, so we're using the same color metal roofing that we're using on the small portions of the house that have some metal roofing. We're matching the siding with the same color as the stucco, which is the James Marty and the white, a very typical siding color. And the stone is going to be a nice tone that's going to fit well with the roofing and the siding color. And so I just kind of wanted to explain why the materials are different, but we felt like it made a lot of sense to keep the materials true to the function.
Lynn, you're on mute.
How far is that barn from the house?
Approximately 250 feet.
Okay. What a perfect place for a barn. Right by Sweeney Park.
That's what we thought too.
It's awesome.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay. And Laura, we do not have any public comments, correct, for this?
That is correct. Yes.
Then if no one has any other questions or comments, we'll call for a motion to approve in a second.
I move to approve.
Go ahead. I second it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the motion carries. And thank you very much for joining us this evening. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. We'll move on to our new house amendment, 291 Point Conway Hill Court. And do we have a presenter?
Yeah, I'm the owner here, but our architect, can you,
Pavel.
is Pavel on? So he's,
They're muted.
But he's muted.
all right. Hey, Pavel, you're up to bat?
I think so. So we presented this house.
I'm sorry, could you state your name for us, please?
Okay. Pavel Ivanchuk, architect.
All right, thank you. And if you could just tell us a little bit about the project.
You know what? Give me a second here. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a single family home. We are a little bit over 5,000 square foot home. It's a two-story home with a walkout in the back. It's mostly clad in a stucco with some stone accent. It includes an integrated in-law suite, pretty spacious two-story space inside with a great view to the back. We actually submitted this a version of this house last year, and this is really a resubmittal with more of an optimized layout and revised exterior finishes.
What are the revisions over the plan you previously submitted?
The previous plan had the in-law suite was detached, so somewhat detached. It was connected with the roof, so that's how it was connected to the house. And the current plan has that suite attached. That's a change. Also, we can reorganize the second floor. I think we wanted to have more of a better flow of a two-story space, and we also eliminated a canopy over a rear deck, and also and if you look at the plan, the house kind of opens up towards the back to create to bring more daylight into the living space.
Anyone have any other questions or comments?
I just have one question on the renderings. There's a lot of discoloration to them. I don't know if it's the image, but basically the question is, from the materials board, all the stucco is going to be the same color, right? It's all going to be white.
Correct.
Are those going to be stucco panels? Is that how it's made up?
Well, those are control joints for the stucco. So the aesthetic is kind of more contemporary, so it's relatively clean facade throughout. So I think the panelized look is through the control joints for the stucco.
Okay.
I think it's a nice clean building.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Laura, do we have any public comments that we've received?
No, we received no public comments for this agenda item.
Okay. And then we'll call for the motion to approve and a second.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay. Then the motion carries, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Do we have any other agenda items that you guys would like to discuss this evening? Okay.
So the next meeting will be back Will we back on the next,
In person on the 6th?
That's what I've been instructed, yes.
wow.
Finally.
Do I have to wear a mask for that?
Yeah.
I don't have the specifics on that. I don't know. Obviously, if you feel comfortable wearing a mask, wear a mask. But I will probably have, if there's special items such as that, I will probably include that in my quorum email.
Can we still get the digital drawings rather than the print?
Yes, there's just no way there's not a public Wi-Fi at City Hall. So
It's okay. I can
we'll,
download it to my iPad.
yep, but we'll still send out digital copies. If you don't want a physical copy, just let us know.
I'm fine with digital.
I'll count you out.
You don't have to hike up the driveway.
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, then we will look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, we'll call for a voice vote, please.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, then the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.